The Golden State Warriors aren't just back there a storm tearing through the league. Critics called them old, slow done. Now they're deeper, deadlier, and led by Steph Curry on demon time. Even Kendrick Perkins, never shy to criticize, has sounded the alarm. This team is dangerous. The question isn't if they'll dominate, it's who can stop them. This isn't just basketball, it's destiny unfolding.
Hey, guess who's back? Back again. Folks are catching on, too. According to ESPN Bet, the Warriors are the favorites to represent the West in the Emirates NBA Cup final. Odds makers have the Warriors making it to Vegas thanks to an offense that ranks third in the league, a defense that is fourth, the only team to rank in the top 5 in both so far this season. Sinead, what do you think is the biggest reason for Golden State's early success?
That guy, what do you say, with the light eyes?
Yeah, like
Steph?
with the green eyes. Yeah.
Thank you, sir. And you said those eyes were green and he was on demon time. That's exactly what we saw from Steph Curry. He was absolutely possessed, and it was a good reminder of what he still is capable of doing, scoring the last 12 points in what was it, Clay Day? It was a win-win, and it's cool when you can see in real time him play not only hero, but also villain. But more importantly, what will propel Golden State moving forward is actually their depth. It's their bench.
Steph Curry playing hero and villain is one thing, but let's talk about the Warriors' real ace in the hole, their depth. Sure, we've seen flashes of brilliance from their starters, but their bare bench is redefining what it means to have strength in numbers. And yet, this kind of rotation strategy, it's unconventional. It raises questions about its sustainability. Let's take a closer look at the numbers and the players behind this success.
It's their bench. They're number 1 in bench points per game, but I'm eyeing 2 specific guys that have really followed behind Steph Curry and how they've approached the game and just their chemistry. It's Jonathan Kuminga, who had 16 points also in that game, and Buddy Hield. I mean, splash buddies. We're all here for it. 14 points himself, able to knock down threes. Again, 58 bench points per game this season. They truly have strength and numbers back.
We should mention no DeAnthony Melton in this one as he sprained his ACL. They've been trying to find consistency. Melton was part of that consistent starting lineup, but they have that depth.
Yeah, they're in the middle of a grand experiment right now. I don't know if anybody in the league has ever seen this, where you've got a coach playing 12, 13 guys, 10 plus minutes a game. I'm sure the players themselves have never seen it. My son's first grade basketball team doesn't play 12 guys in the game. And so the question is, number one, what does it work in the NBA Cup? Because if they go where they think they can go, you're going to be playing single elimination games. Do you trust 12 guys in a single elimination game? And really, this gets more towards January. If you get to the midseason, the Warriors team is loaded. They've got draft picks going forward. They've got tradable pieces.
But here's the twist. A deep bench and an unconventional strategy are not without risks. Can this system hold up when the stakes rise and elimination looms? Or will too many rotations disrupt the rhythm when they need it most? And then there's the hidden gem in all of this, what ties it all together, defense. If the Warriors' defense isn't the blueprint for success, I don't know what is.
The basket. But it's the defense for me, right? And the first thing when you're talking about defense, where it starts at is the communication part. You have a communicator, the best communicator in Draymond Green, to anchor that defense. And then you go to your perimeter guys. That's been another key factor. Jonathan Kuminga, Andrew Wiggins, Podziemski. You have those guys locking down, forcing turnovers, getting out in transition, the activity, the athleticism. I mean, you're going to score points, but to take that next step, if you have those defensive players like they have, you got problems.
The Golden State Warriors live and breathe strength in numbers. And it's more than a motto, it's a weapon. This team's bench is rewriting the record books, averaging 59.6 points per game, the highest in the NBA's last 50 years through the first 10 games of a season. Let that number sink in. This bench isn't just padding stats, it's winning games. Buddy Hield is on fire, shooting 49% from 3 numbers rivaling peak Klay Thompson. Moses Moody has matured into a consistent threat, contributing at both ends of the floor. Even Brandon Podziemski, who faced early doubts, is proving why the Warriors kept him over trading for a star. His passing, hustle, and potential have turned skeptics into believers. What does this depth mean? It means Steph Curry plays fewer minutes, stays fresh, and delivers when it matters most. It means Draymond Green can focus on directing traffic and locking down on defense without worrying about fatigue. And it means the Warriors can crush opponents not in bursts but in waves. Even Kendrick Perkins couldn't ignore this. Depth wins championships, he said. And this team is depth that makes the rest of the league look like amateurs. This depth ensures one thing: no matter who steps on the court, the Warriors are relentless. But this strength in numbers philosophy isn't limited to offense. It's the driving force behind their defensive dominance. The Warriors' defense isn't just good, it's suffocating. Ranked 4th in defensive rating, this team doesn't just stop opponents, they crush their confidence. Draymond Green is the mastermind. His court vision and communication create a defensive system so seamless, it's like watching chess played at lightning speed. Take the recent game against Memphis, where they held the Grizzlies to 16.7% from three. That wasn't a coincidence, it was Draymond's fingerprints all over the game. Andrew Wiggins is back to being a defensive powerhouse, shutting down the league's top scorers with ease. Jonathan Kuminga, once seen as raw talent, is now a versatile defender capable of guarding anyone from guards to bigs. The Warriors' defense is built on trust and communication, which allows them to play at a level most teams can only dream of. They're not just reacting to plays, they're predicting them. Even Kendrick Perkins had to admit it. The Warriors don't just play defense, they build a wall, and no one is getting through. This connection between players is what sets them apart. It's not just about individual talent, it's about synergy. And when the game hangs in the balance, all eyes turn to one man, Steph Curry. When the clock is ticking and the game is on the line, there's one player who thrives under the pressure, Steph Curry. They call it demon time for a reason. Take his 37-point explosion against the Mavericks. The Warriors were down late in the game, and Curry decided enough was enough. He single-handedly erased the deficit, scoring the team's final 12 points. Deep threes, dazzling drives, and impossible step-backs, Curry reminded everyone why he's the most lethal closer in basketball. But Steph isn't just a hero, he's also the league's favorite villain. His signature night-night celebration isn't just a gesture, it's a declaration. He thrives on silencing opposing crowds and breaking the spirits of defenders who dare to challenge him. And he doesn't just win games, he owns the moment. Whether it's a 30-footer in crunch time or a dagger three to seal the game, Steph is the player every team fears. Even Kendrick Perkins had to concede, Steph Curry isn't just a shooter. He's a stone-cold killer when it matters most. Curry's ability to flip the script, hero or villain, makes him the most captivating player in the league. But as unstoppable as Curry is, the true power of this team lies in its collective strength. The Warriors' depth is their secret weapon, and it's terrifying. Buddy Hield is averaging 18 points per game on a jaw-dropping 50% shooting. Moses Moody is consistently putting up double-digit scoring, while Brandon Podziemski is emerging as a creative playmaker. This isn't just depth, it's dominance. The Warriors' bench gives them the ability to control the pace of the game, wear down opponents, and sustain their energy for all 4 quarters. And the stats back it up. They lead the league in bench scoring, and their 12-man rotation keeps everyone fresh. No player on this team is averaging more than 30 minutes per game, allowing them to perform at maximum intensity without burning out. As Kendrick Perkins said, strength in numbers isn't just a slogan, it's the blueprint for destroying the competition. This depth makes the Warriors a unique threat. They don't just rely on stars, they win as a team. But what makes this depth truly special is its foundation, a defense led by Draymond Green. Draymond Green isn't just the Warriors' defensive leader, he's their heartbeat. His presence on the court transforms the Warriors into an unbreakable unit. Against the Thunder, Draymond's leadership was on full display. The Warriors held Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, one of the league's top scorers, to just 24 points on 35% shooting. It wasn't luck, it was Green's ability to anticipate plays and disrupt the flow of the game. Draymond's influence extends beyond stats. He empowers players like Wiggins and Kuminga to thrive defensively, creating a ripple effect that makes the entire team stronger. Even Kendrick Perkins couldn't deny it. Draymond isn't just a great defender, he's the architect of one of the best defenses we've ever seen. This defensive connection is what gives the Warriors their edge. It's not just about stopping opponents, it's about breaking their will. And this combination of defense, depth, and leadership is why the Warriors are the favorites to win the Emirates NBA Cup. The Warriors are dominating the Emirates NBA Cup, and it's no surprise. With a 2-0 record in group play, they've already shown why they're the team to beat. Their secret: balance. The Warriors are the only team in the league ranked in the top 5 in both offensive and defensive rating. That level of consistency is unmatched. Add to that their bench production, their stifling defense, and the brilliance of Steph Curry, and it's no wonder odds makers have them as the favorites to take home the trophy. Kendrick Perkins summed it up perfectly. If you're betting against the Warriors, you're betting against logic. This team is built to win. The Emirates NBA Cup is just the beginning. This team has its sights set on something much bigger. At the heart of it all is Steph Curry, the most complete player in the game today. Steph Curry isn't just the best shooter in history, he's the most complete player in basketball. His scoring, playmaking, and leadership make him the total package. But Curry's brilliance is amplified by the system around him. The Warriors' depth, defense, and strategy allow him to thrive. This isn't just a team, it's a dynasty in the making. Even Kendrick Perkins had to admit, this isn't just basketball. This is a masterpiece in motion. The Golden State Warriors are back, and they're not just here to compete, they're here to dominate. This is strength in numbers. This is their era.